Did the Cincinnati Bengals have a good start to the 2025 free agency cycle? Find out as we break down the numbers. Hey, Bengals fans, welcome back to All Pro Football Data. Today, we're diving into the Cincinnati Bengals' recent free agency moves and analyzing how these signings might impact the upcoming season. Let's break down the numbers and see what these players bring to the table. Starting with TJ Slayton, defensive tackle from the Green Bay Packers. He is a run stuffing tackle with them more so than his pass rush ability. When you look at his data, you can kind of see why. So let's take a closer look at his performance over the past three seasons. Starting with his backfield production score. In 2022, Slayton ranked in the 8th percentile, improving to the 16th percentile in 2023 and reaching the 34th percentile in 2024. This upward trend suggests he's becoming more effective at disrupting opposing backfields. However, he's still more so a non-active nose tackle, as I like to put it. So he's able to kind of stuff against the run, but he's not actually the one making the plays. You have other people that are having to make the plays for him, and that's just kind of is what he is. He's sort of limited in that way. His tackling efficiency score was 77 in 2022, 84 in 2023, and then dropped to 28 in 2024. This decline could indicate challenges in maintaining consistency as a tackler. A lot of that data also looks at sort of missed tackle percentage, how often he misses a tackle in the hole, and he misses a lot of them, as he did in 2024, which is a bit of a concern. So even though he is a big body and you look at him and go, oh, that's a nose tackle, he's not a very productive nose tackle. And I think that's something that makes the signing a little questionable. Also, in terms of pressure percentage, Slayton's pressure percentage increased from 6% in 2022 to 29% in both 2023 and 2024, showing a stable pass rushing impact. Bottom line is with Slayton is he's not really giving you much in terms of being a pass rushing defensive tackle. It's just bottom line. That's what it is. He's primarily just, taking on double teams and that kind of thing, but not really doing much else other than taking on double teams, which is the only real concern with his data. And his overall score peaked at 72 in 2023 and then decreased to 54 in 2024, highlighting some fluctuations in his performance. Overall, I would say Slayton's trajectory shows promise, but the Bengals will need to address the inconsistencies from last season. So even though this signing does give them a big body to put in as a nose tackle, I wouldn't say he's an elite or great nose tackle, if that makes any sense. Then the next prospect, Samaje Perine, when you look at his data, on the offensive side, the Bengals added a running back who has been on the Bengals before, and he has made quite a name for himself with his strong receiving ability. So when you look at his overall rushing analytics score from Pro Football Reference, is where the data I got for that score. Perine's rushing efficiency declined from 51 in 2022 to 44 in 2024. His overall receiving production, though, has increased and maintained itself in the 90 plus percentile. So he had a 92 score in terms of his receiving production for a running back in 2022, and then a 97 in both 2023 and 2024. Also, his rushing red zone production, his effectiveness in red zone rushing decreased from 66 in 2022 to 49 in 2024. And then his third down receiving production, Perine's performance on third downs improved significantly, rising from 53 in 2022 to 92 in 2024. Perine was probably one of the best receiving backs in third down situations and as a receiver in general in the NFL back in 2024. So Perine's consistent receiving abilities, especially on third down, offer the Bengals a valuable asset in their backfield. I've highlighted this in past posts on my Patreon page, but Perine is essentially going to bring receiving ability. Is the biggest thing he's going to bring. He's going to bring that kind of consistency from that standpoint, because a lot of the running backs the Bengals currently have not really felt that role. And when they lost Joe Mixon, a lot of his receiving production kind of went with him to a certain extent. But that's kind of where I see Perine fitting in the mix, is that he was the best receiving back in the NFL in free agency, and they got him. He's a little bit older, but that is a decent signing right there. Then, of course, we have at linebacker Oren Burks. He was signed for them, aiming to add depth to their linebacker core. So when you look at his stats, He doesn't look like a starter. He's more so a depth piece. Coverage analytics score, Burks, in terms of his data there, he scored a 41 in 2022. He peaked with a 96 in 2023 before dropping to 60 in 2024. The coverage analytics looks at things such as yards given up, the quarterback rating that he gave up when he was targeted, those types of things, kind of what that score looks at. His tackling efficiency score improved from 76 in 2022 to 78 in 2024 with a high of 83 in 2023. So again, tackling efficiency is dealing with, his missed tackles and all those other sort of things with him. Pressure percentage, Burke's ability to generate pressure fluctuated with scores of 31 percentile in 2022, 55 in 2023, and then 16 in 2024. So he's not really much of a pass rushing linebacker. He's just more so an off-ball linebacker who can tackle and gives you some coverage ability. His overall linebacker analytics score, which takes into account all of his data in terms of his advanced statistics and regular statistics, his overall score rose from 53 in 2022 and then to 80 in 2023 and then decreased to 45 in 2024. Overall, you should look at Burks as a solid potential piece, but also inconsistent, offering, depth with areas to improve. So he does show some upside. His 2023 season showed a lot of ability to play coverage well and tackling well, but his 2024 is sort of a drop off. So are you going to get the 2023 version of Burks, or are you going to get the 2024 version? I hope the Bengals get the 23 version, but that's kind of the basics with him. Then let's get to re-signings. So the Bengals did a lot of re-signings this year. Some of them were forced, like T. Higgins, which we'll get to at the end. But starting with B.J. Hill, a defensive tackle, B.J. Hill is a key re-signing for the Bengals. Hill's consistent performance makes him a valuable asset. So taking a look at his data here, Hill was probably one of their best performing defensive linemen, other than Hendrickson, of course. Hill maintained scores of 69 in 2022, 79 in 2023, and then 71 in 2024. So underscores his consistent effectiveness in disrupting the backfield. So he is above average in terms of bringing disruption in the backfield in terms of his overall backfield production score. Take a look at tackles for loss in the backfield, pressures, total sacks, and those other sort of things for a defensive tackle. Also, his tackling efficiency scores. He's been very good in terms of his tackling efficiency. He had a score of 99 in 2022, 92 in 2023, and in 2090 in 2024. Hill has demonstrated exceptional tackling consistency, which is exactly what you want, which you can't really say the same for Slayton, but Hill is definitely that guy when it comes to getting tackles at a consistent rate. His pressure percentage has remained strong at 80 in 2022, 89 in 2023, then 77 in 2024. So he's not elite in terms of his pressure percentage at the defensive tackle position, but he's very solid. And I think that's what really makes this re-signing such a solid move, is that he's not elite, but he is solid. He's above average, and I think that's exactly what you want in a sort of interior defensive lineman. Overall, defensive tackle score for Hill, his overall score is 95 in 2022, 98 in 2023, and then 89 in 2024, reflecting sustained top-tier performance, and I think this is a solid all-around selection. Hill's metrics highlight his durability and impact, justifying his re-signing. He did miss some games a little bit in that 3-year span, but solid data nevertheless. Next up, we get to Joseph Osei, edge rusher here. Lastly, he shows significant improvement. So that's the biggest thing. With his missed tackle percentage, Osei's improved from 62% in 2022 to 25% in 2024. So that's one area that actually isn't really an improvement. He was better and less usage. So his missed tackles went up the more snaps he got. And I think hopefully if he can kind of reverse that a little bit, that'll be a solid move there. His tackling efficiency score increased from 46 in 2022 to 57 in 2024. So his overall tackling efficiency has gone up a little bit. His pressure percentage rose from 48% in 2022 to 70% in 2024. So he is showing the ability to get more pressures on the quarterback over the 3-year span. And then his overall edge rusher analytics score improved from 38 in 2022 to 61 in 2024. His upward trajectory suggests a promising role in the Bengals' pass rushing effort. So whether you like him or love him, or just disappointed that he hasn't really unlocked his full potential, Joseph is definitely a solid selection. He has shown improvement in his pressure ability, and I am excited to kind of see what happens from there. Next up, another signing of note is Mike Gesicki, tight end here. He was a decent move for the Bengals. His performance metrics are as follows. His drop percentage was 18 in 2022 to 5% or 5 percentile in 2024, indicating significant strides in his drop percentage. His overall production score increased from 51 in 2022 to 71 in 2024, reflecting enhanced usage over time. His efficiency rose from 51 in 2022 to 71 in 2024 in terms of his overall efficiency. And then his overall tight end analytics score improved from 66 in 2022 to 82 in 2024. So Gesicki's production in 2024 and re-signing improves that he'll likely have a pivotal role in the future for the Cincinnati Bengals. So Gesicki's a solid tight end. I think he brings a lot of interesting things to the table. Will he ever really be elite? Probably not. But he does bring a lot of interesting things to the table and has shown to be fairly productive when he's given targets. And the last prospect we're going to talk about today, of course, is T. Higgins. So he was not somebody that they re-signed. They slapped the franchise tag on him instead of re-signing him to a contract, which is a little sad. I feel kind of sad for Higgins to not have that long-term security, but at least he'll have a decent amount of change from the franchise tag once more. So his drop percentage was 21 percentile in 2022 and then improved to 58 percentile in 2024, indicating significant strides in terms of his drop percentage. His overall production score increased from 88 percentile in 2022 to 94 in 2024, reflecting enhanced usage over time. His efficiency increased from 69 in 2022 to 82 in 2024, showcasing efficiency improvement. And his overall wide receiver analytics score improved from an 86 wide receiver rating in 2022 to a 95 in 2024. T. Higgins has proven to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, regardless of where you spot him at. The Bengals need to work through how to re-sign him in the future, but at least Higgins is insured for the 2025 season, and hopefully the constant slapping of the franchise tag on him will not continue so that he can get a long-term contract that I know he'll be happy with. In summary, the Bengals have made strategic moves to enhance both sides of the ball, retaining key defensive players like B.J. Hill, Osei, and they also added talent such as T.J. Slayton and Oren Burks to strengthen the defense. Offensively, signing P. Ryan adds a receiving option in the backfield, which is solid. I think he's a very underrated signing considering how he performed for the Chiefs last year. And as always, we'll be monitoring these developments and keeping you updated, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Bengals-related analytics. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.